Hello and welcome back to The Hague, where England take on China in the Kyocera Stadium in what is the second game for both camps in this Rabobank World Cup of 2014. Well, England dropped all the points against the United States in their opening game and will be desperate to get back on track against a young Chinese team who impressed in taking a point against Germany and won with their confidence high after that result. This could be a tough game for England again today. There's Pool B as it stands at the moment. Germany secured their win earlier on today, beating South Africa by 3-1, but Germany struggled for large parts of this of that game. They haven't really found their A game just yet. England were rocked by two first-half goals against the United States, both from work corners. Although they huffed and puffed in the second half and got one goal back, they just couldn't find the equaliser, and today they'll be hoping that they're firing on all cylinders. That result means less wriggle room for Jason Lee's girls, and they cannot slip up again today. This won't be easy though against a team ranked 7th in the world and, as ever, in great physical shape. Here come the two sides. England in the all-red strip today, China in yellow tops and skirts. This game in the Kyocera, the main stadium. Well, flags may be different, but the message is the same. Support is there for England. Lots of school children in as well. Nice to see them drinking in the quality of hockey on offer. Special day for Alex Danson, 150 caps for England chalked up today, and she's already been handed a bouquet by Danny Kerry, the high-performance coach from England. There are some of those school children. Anything's better than school, isn't it, kids? England girls proudly singing the national anthem there. Well, I'm no Simon Cowell, but I reckon that was pretty much dead heat in terms of the anthems. Chinese and English girls all in good voice. So the scene is set down there for what is a very key game in this Pool B. All Pool B teams in the men's and women's competitions in action today before heading off for 2 rest days. There's the England lineup there for you. Alex Danson, number 15, special day we've mentioned already, 150 caps. And captained as ever by Kate Richardson-Walsh at number 11 there. Kate has announced her imminent retirement from international hockey. Jason Lee there, the head coach, just adjusting the microphones. And this is the England huddle.
All day long, do it here, do it now, believe in yourselves. Get them all in the
was quite scathing the other day about the way England started this tournament. She'll be looking for much better from her team today. And for China, number 7, Kwixi Kui, their captain, is a key player for them. And I think Dong Xiao Li, their goalkeeper, at number 30, will also have to be on her game today if they're going to deny England the full 3-point haul that they most certainly will be seeking. China's coach there, Bao Dongyu. Arms crossed. Our 2 umpires, that's Laurine Delforge from Belgium. She's over on the far side, and on the near side here, very experienced umpire, Soledad Iparraguirre from Argentina. So the scene is set. Jason Lee will be pleased to hear the opening whistle. He'll be hoping his girls can start this one in a much sharper frame of mind than they managed against United States. Sitting alongside me in commentary, Simon Mason. Simon, a key game this for England.
Yes, indeed, the key game for both teams, really, sort of sitting middle of the pool, but England are going to need to start harder than they did against the USA. I really felt they were unable to get back into that game after a poor start, and they needed the energy and enthusiasm right from the first whistle.
So it'll be China with the first use of the ball, taking on England here in front of a growing crowd. China would have been well pleased with taking a point out of the European champions, Germany, in their first game. And despite the fact this is a rebuilt China team after some significant retirements, such as Ibo Ma, Yi Ren, and the great Bao Rongfu, they seem to have replaced, not like for like, but like with the youth and a growing experience. And what a learning curve this is for all the youngsters playing in their first World Cup. And what a World Cup to be in, a double World Cup here in the hockey-mad Netherlands. China quickly onto the attack there, putting pressure on Laura Unsworth.
Unsworth stepping in well because 2 players had to come away from the 5 yards.
Little deflection into the circle, wasn't particularly tidy, but nearly coming off for China now. This is England on the break here. Susie Townsend, really strong runner with and without the ball. Sideline ball. Kui comes forward, number 7. We'll see plenty of her. Leaves it though now for 27, which is Huang. Huang throws it, but can't get the ball there past Kwek. Kui again. That's come off Townsend last, so it'll be a long corner here for China. They're making most of the early running here. Well stopped by Trigg and pushed out of the circle. Here's Danson.
What China struggled with in their earlier game was they ended up playing down the same channel as their opponents, but it meant that it really frustrated them, and they didn't play laterally across the pitch particularly well. And if they're going to make inroads against England, they need to use the whole width of the pitch, not get sucked into one particular area and then stay there. As soon as they regain possession, they need to be looking to move the ball on as quick as they can.
This is Sam Kwek going cross-field. Back for Unsworth, and now for Richardson-Welsh. Twig plays the ball backwards again. Townsend was available, but it's Danson who picks the ball up now through Townsend. Drives down the right-hand side, plays into the circle. Danson got a touch. This is Ashley Ball, and finds the Chinese foot there of Zhao Sun, and we've got our first penalty corner here on England's first sustained attack.
And Ashley Ball doing really well. She drives in, it just pops off the Chinese defender Sun's hand, but onto her back foot. No doubt from the umpire about the actual decision. There we go, it's popped up off the Chinese defender, so no issue with height, because Ball didn't create the danger.
Strong athlete, Ashley Ball, and making her strength tell there. There's the top of the circle. England preparing to take this corner. Shot comes in low, and it's saved there, close to goal, out for a long corner.
First one.
Shot going all along the turf.
Okay.
Now Danson trying to work her way into the circle. She goes over the stick, but the whistle's gone in favour of the defence here.
See Richardson Walsh from the top of the circle, opening up her wrist, sliding into the bottom corner. Goalkeeper was beaten, but Wang picks it off the line.
Yes, I thought it was the fullback on first viewing, but sometimes the angles can be deceptive. Goalkeeper at full extension was beaten, and that ball was very close to the post, so good direction with the shot.
I think if England are watching that as they are there, as it comes up on the laptop, they'll be seeing that in real time. Goalkeeper not willing to dive to her left, big outstretched left foot.
Danson again seeing plenty of the ball, and that's generally good news for England. Are players generally energised by significant milestones of cap sign, or is it something which you don't really think about as a player?
Well, you'd suggest in theory they shouldn't be. There should be no reason for them to play any better or any worse just because of how many caps they have on a particular day. But in these competitions, the margins between success and failure are so small. Just 1% of energy given to Alex because of that presentation can have a significant difference on the outcome. So whilst in theory no, I reckon she'll be delighted that she's got that far, and it may well give her an extra half a yard of speed.
Quick again. Richardson Walsh available for the release pass. Good patient stuff by England here, keeping the ball. Now Laura Unsworth.
England quite happy to keep a back four at the moment, and in these early stages I think that's fine, but you don't want to play too deep.
Quick offering the width. Now turns inside. Unsworth again. Quick pass forward for Townsend.
China sitting very, very deep and encouraging pressure to England.
Webb's ball through, again looking for Danson. Unsworth will take the free hit. Firm strike, the angle just wrong. Danson was the most advanced of the England forwards. Old-fashioned coaching communication skills there. Zoe Shipley, a tall defender, playing in her first World Cup.
Good ball pace from England, getting it round the back in two passes. Transfer from left to right will open up the space.
Cooey gets the ball clear, but only as far as Quick. Townsend, ball brushed away from there, but it's Unsworth digging the ball out for England. Very influential player. Unsworth looks disappointed she didn't get a return pass there. Now Quick again. Ball played forward. Sophie Bray there, number 19 for England. One of the new breed. Quee drives it forward. Goes through Sally Walton there.
And Liang suggesting that she felt it just took a little touch off the toe of Sally Walton's stick. The umpires disagreeing, allowing England to keep possession. And England really going for some pace in the forward balls down both flanks.
I didn't see all of the England game against the United States, but I did see the opening salvos. And this is a better start from England, although it has to be said China not playing with the same intensity that the United States brought into that game. Yet, at least. Now Unsworth. Room outside her. Might have been better to have used the pass there. Sally Walton had made the run. Lily Osley. Argentine umpire. Osley again backing her skills, towering over her Chinese marker there.
They'll possibly be a little disappointed that didn't get allowed a bit of advantage because it was on a foot in the circle.
Deflection there, goalkeeper's in trouble. Good double save, that must have been close to the line. Very good save there by the goalkeeper. That seemed to be certainly offer England the opening goal.
At first glance, the second phase save appeared to come off her own defender. Ball gets played in here and a touch towards the goalkeeper. There's deflection off the right foot. It's off her own fullback, very nearly putting it into the goal.
It's the captain as well. No question the ball hadn't crossed the line there. Good retrieve there by the goalkeeper, reaching behind her. So the two players we picked out in the Chinese team involved in that. Kui, the captain, and Lee, the goalkeeper. Wasn't quite what we were expecting to see.
And what you said earlier on, it's so true. The USA stepped out against England really ferociously. It denied England any sort of oxygen to feed off because there was no space. Now the Chinese have sat back and allowed England some space. They can generate some acceleration and some speed in their play.
Richardson-Walsh gets the ball to the right-hand side. Nice turn on the ball there from Nikki White. England doing well through some choppy China seas there. Big blast on the whistle. Wang will take the free hit.
Yeah, Bray penalised in the end, but you have to feel she was a little unfortunate. There were at least two fairly heavy stick challenges as she drove down the middle of the pitch. She changed direction from left to right superbly.
England bossing the possession at the moment without registering a score yet, though. I thought Liang had been impeded there, but there's no whistle.
Georgie Twigg having to do some defensive leg work a moment ago. She can't have got a call as the ball went through midfield. She left it and China were able to come away, and in the end it was only the running that she did actually prevented one-on-one to the head of the circle.
Gilbert and Ball there getting in something of a tangle, and China in possession can put pressure on the England circle. A little bit of respite after a long period of England domination. Played it on the reverse stick side. Shipley did well, holding her ground there. So England start again patiently at the back. Walsh. This is Walton. On for Danson. Lots of space on the left-hand side for England to exploit here. Now Townsend looks full of running. Here she is again.
And just a little more accuracy required in that first pass from Twigg to Townsend. Townsend not quite ready, and the pass went out onto her backhand. Gives you so few opportunities to attack the circle.
Danson. That's come off the foot there, so China will have a free hit. Ball played on to the foot of Ellie Wotton. No, Susie Gilbert. Bit close to the touchline there for Ash Ball. Jason Lee trying to whip the girls up. Former coach, of course, with the men's team. Quite a roundabout, revolving door almost of coaches these days around the world. Richardson Walsh plays the ball cross field.
Well, down below is out of shot. Quek is starting to just progress up the right-hand side, encouraging it to come back round to see if England can get any gains. They've gone to a back two with both half-backs high.
Unsworth. A little lucky there. The first ball not trapped cleanly by her, and China were very nearly in. They are so quick off the mark. It's something of a cliche to say that the Chinese girls are speedy, but they genuinely are.
And that speed showing. They're able to shuttle across that front line as the ball goes out from half-back to half-back. They're able to deny any real forward momentum for Quek at the moment down that right-hand side.
You certainly miss the experience of Bao Rongfu, who led the lines for so long for China. Can hold the ball up, allowing the support to arrive. At the moment they're looking for somebody in that sort of mould, somebody who can be the lone striker and hold up. Free hit to England again. And China falling deeper and deeper here, inviting England on, and it's a dangerous tactic.
And it's that space that they're giving England that allows the midfield to accelerate through towards the head of the circle and draw the fouls.
Back to the halfway line. China will bring it round on the left-hand side this time. Here they come.
Now it's England's turn to have to shuttle across through the midfield to deny things.
Fired in there by Zhao Zhao Day, but no deflection in the circle. Now Danson sets off. Plenty of close support. Didn't make the best of it though with a poor pass.
Yeah, lack of running around Danson. She drove forward with the ball, player off either shoulder, but nobody making any change of direction.
This is ball. England just losing their way again there. Final pass. Usually an indicator of whether a team are completely on their game or not. Georgia Twigg has just left the field. Bao Dongzhu looking over at his bench, wondering what ploy is next. Flags don't make the most successful blankets. It is a chilly day here in The Hague after a bright and sunny, warm start. Early lunch for somebody up there. Quek in acres of space. Danson can't take it cleanly. Appeals for the free hit, which is not going to come her way. Wu twisting and turning. Under pressure from White. Wu still got the pass away.
And Nikki White just having to balance that challenge. She put her hand on the back of her opposite number. Umpire Iparagera is not going to be happy if that continues in terms of the pressure, physical pressure put on the opponent.
Well, Shipley will not have come across umpiring at this level too often. Quek looks inside, almost a poor pass. Occasionally will be growing increasingly angry about some of the turnover balls. England under no real pressure, not picking out the right passes. Richardson Walsh misses out there, but no harm done. Zhao Yun Zi can't pick the ball up as it bounces away from her. Gilbert, very solid challenge, just outside the 23. I'm going to get a card for it. I think that would have been inside the 23, it would have been a penalty corner. But as it was outside, cynical foul there. And green card for Pan Nui.
Yeah, I think you're right, Nick. If it was in the 25, it would have been a corner. It was moved right to left, just really making the defender to change direction. But as she changed direction, just leans her body into the tackle. That's a horrible stick tackle there. Now we've got a check and a step across, suggesting deliberate foul.
Yes, they can look sweet and innocent, but believe me, these Chinese girls know how to mix it when they feel they need to. They'll match all of the more experienced side, cynical foul for cynical foul, if they need to. That's a lovely run down the touchline. Lily Osley, full of confidence.
Osley showing that you just need to move the ball 15-20 centimetres to be effective. Just leaving two players up high, playing with a four-man midfield at this moment in time, recognising that China are quite happy to go long, so creating some blocks in the spaces.
And Bray. Now Richards and Walsh. Lovely ball. Goalkeeper deciding to take no chances there, padding it away behind the baseline. That tackle is a dangerous one. Osley, shot comes in, goalkeeper. Oh, scramble in front of goal. I thought England had got the ball over the line there, but disappointment for England. Very nearly the first goal though, Simon.
Yeah, we see Osley go along the baseline and pull it back. Good sweep shot on goal. And Osley nearly nicks it in the foot. I think comes off the post. And then it's off the body, a last-ditch defence from China.
Almost like a spot-the-ball contest down there, wasn't it, for a while?
Yes, there he comes with both posts, goodness. In fact, Osley manages to hit.
Well, our camera's there catching the action for you, not for the first time. Just coming off the base of the first post, the near post, and going across the line, inside of the far post, and somehow defying geometry and coming out again. Well, you can't come much closer to scoring without registering, that's for sure.
Well, the attack itself was created because England changed their defensive shape. Richardson Walsh pushed up into a right half position, allowing the midfield and the forwards just to get a little bit higher. China didn't track her and she was able to give good passes forward.
Good spell this from England. Can they make it count with a goal? Just over 13 minutes left in the first half. Taken quickly. Oh, it's a lovely ball across again. And Lily Osley's on fire at the moment, Simon.
Yeah, she is. I think she was fortunate to get into the circle. It was a lovely bit of skill. You see here on the replay, little dink through the space. Chinese defenders may feel a little aggrieved that it was close to them. Really
young player. I remember talking to her last year in the European Championships in Bern when she was awaiting her A-level results. Give you some idea, I've got cheese in my fridge older than that. And she's really grown into her role, got some experience over the course of this last year since those European Championships, and World Young Player of the Year she was nominated for. Has a huge bank of skills at her disposal, which for a player so young is quite incredible. A real find, and she's a bright girl too, and that helps. My goodness, it helps. England falling back now into the patient cat and mouse stuff, keeping possession, just rolling the pressure up on to China and spoiling it all with a terrible pass out of defence. She was confused by the players standing near the touchline waiting to come on. I was thinking exactly the same thing, Nick. It was so far away from Holly Webb. You think she might have seen that out the corner of her eye. It's a slightly unusual setup here in that we are playing in what is normally a soccer stadium with the artificial turf laid centrally. A soccer pitch much larger normally than a hockey field, so the run-offs for the girls and the coaches to manage much greater. Danson running it down out on the far side. Interestingly enough, the football team who normally use this stadium, ADO Den Hague, actually play on an artificial surface, but not this one. Different sort of pile of carpet, more suited to soccer.
Well, that possibly suggests how they were able to change the turf so quickly. There might have been some common components with it, but they certainly took up the old surface and put this one down in record time, ready for this competition.
Well, the Dutch are past masters at that sort of engineering. We saw it in Utrecht in '98 when technology was less advanced, perhaps, but a very quick turnaround there as well in the Hagenvaart. Taken quickly.
Yeah, there's immediate reaction. That was kicked as it came out the circle. England defender picked it up pretty much uncontested, but as she ran forward, just kicked it with the toe of her shoe,
yes,
I think.
Hear you.
Can you check if there is a foot from England inside the circle?
I'll take a look, yep.
Thank you.
So China are asking for an English foot in the circle. And we're going to be poring over the evidence here, see what we can find out.
I don't think it's going to be a particularly long passage of video, I wouldn't have thought. In slow-mo, you can see here, as the ball's picked up and driven forward here, it then gets kicked second phase. Toe of shoe outside the circle by Townsend.
Well, it's Carol Metchett in the video umpire's chair who has to make the call here. This is Townsend driving through. And there's the toe.
Lorraine, I have a decision for you.
Yeah.
There was an English foot in the circle, so you can award a penalty corner, and China keep their referral.
Okay.
Well, England were clearly aware what was going to happen because they're already pulling on those gloves and face masks behind the goal. And China do have a corner here and a chance to take the lead. Remember, it was corners that were England's undoing in their first game against the United States, where Craig Parnham, the United States coach, used his knowledge of England defensive setups, having been an assistant coach with England's teams, and they played the ball wide of goal and deflected it in past the splendid Maddie Hinch, England's #1 keeper. Out it comes. Shot comes in. Oh, that's a painful one. Umpire's blown for the corner again. And that seems to have caught the fleshy part of the arm there, that forearm. Question of height, perhaps, Simon?
Well, I didn't see the defender's body position, but if they were down low and contesting the ball, England have got to make a decision if they want to go to video. But if the player's down on their knees blocking something, as they might be, look how low that is. That looks like the forearm's below the knee at first instance. Ball cleanly outside the circle, and it's Wang who brings it in. I think she's looking for a tip-in. It's below the knee anyway, so I think England are right not to refer.
England trying to refer it at the last minute there, I think, having had one glance up at the big screen, and Laurine Delforge, the Belgian umpire, quite rightly saying they were too late. It's another chance here for China. Wang again shoots. It's blocked more orthodoxly this time.
Well, China going for a referral again. There was a ball up in the circle.
Danger?
The umpires did confer during the course of that passage of play, and Iparagera was happy that it wasn't dangerous. She had a clear view on it.
Go.
Well,
I hear you.
this
Can
is
you
a
check if there
high-risk
is dangerous
strategy
ball,
here by
into
China,
the
because this
circle,
is
so it
not
should
so
be a
easy as the
corner?
first one.
I'll take a look.
I'm not convinced the corner goes out the circle in the first place, but we're not going to see that. So there's nothing wrong there. It's the second phase of play in a moment. The ball pops up. There's a jab that makes the ball pop up off the England player's stick. Padaguerra had a really clean sight of this and allowed play to go on.
Loreen, the ball came off an England stick for danger, so it's a penalty corner to China, and they keep the referral.
Okay.
It is a corner. Not much complaint there by England, just a cursory glance back, really. A look back in anguish. So corners coming thick and fast here for China, 3 in quick succession, as England find themselves coming to some pressure here. Richardson Walsh just checking something with the umpire. I think it was more about the question of whether there's a 45-second delay on the taking of this corner. There's the trap, and another painful one there for England. And it's Ashley Ball this time who's caught it again. It seems to be on the inside of the arm. Looking across the bench, not happy. She's making her way across immediately here.
Yeah, it's both hands on stick, so there's no issue about where her hand position is, but it's high. It's above the knee within 5 meters when the ball's released. It's above the knee, therefore it is classified as dangerous, and that's going to sting. Base of thumb, I'd have thought. I need some ice on that.
I think it is, and Paul was cute enough to get herself off the pitch. The sooner you get the ice on it, the better. Grimacing down on the bench, and well, she might. Play goes on, of course. Danson has been quiet for the last couple of minutes. That'll be blown. Osley quickly in with the stick.
Yeah, Padaguerra just telling the Chinese defenders just to calm down a little bit. There's a lot of appealing going on in the middle of the circle. And immediately, Huang, who made the appeal, is backing away into Danson to try and create a passing lane for Wang.
The ice needs time to work its magic. Zhao Day plays the ball just a couple of metres down the touchline. England have won it back, though. Here goes Danson. A long way from that Chinese goal. And Kui is going to get carded for that. We saw the stick coming over the top there, just stopping Danson making any further progress, and China down to 10, but their captain shown the green card there by Soledad Iparaguirre.
And no question about it, that was a cynical challenge from Q. Stopping Danson. She didn't have anything in front of her, but had popped the ball up into space in front and was accelerating.
Richardson Walsh. Wide here for Sally Walton. Thought England do retain the width while China are down in numbers. Good run this by Walton, with their hands unusually high on the stick. She really is the epitome of a long, tall Sally. And, she does play with those high hands that gives her a very unique running style. Very hard to dispossess. Quality indoor player.
Now China happy to slow this down and just eat up time on the suspension on the bench. Whilst there is any of that time left, England need to really throw an extra player forward. I think they need to probably go to a back three, get one of the half-backs a lot higher, try and force the play down one side. I know they've only got maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds left, but they do need to try and get something going forwards.
Well, that movement has been made wide on the left-hand side, but they're playing right instead, through Walton again. Walton didn't fancy the options available to her, plays the ball instead through Kate Richardson-Walsh. Osley's looked the most lively of the England forwards in the first half an hour or so here, and didn't get much luck when she played the ball against both posts. Danson throwing herself in there, and the umpires suggesting it's come off the back of the stick there. You'd have eyes everywhere to be an international umpire. They don't come much better than Soledad Iparaguirre, though.
Yeah, and Danson's tried to play second face. She got the first touch into the goalkeeper. Then the rebound off Lee has just gone outside her, and she's played it initially with the back of her stick. But great decision from the umpire, who must have been obscured.
It was a great decision. It looked very obvious on the replay, but in real time, that was a great spot. Osley again. Oh, taken out there by Nikki White. And White's come off the worst of that collision. England getting in a bit of a muddle, and it's China who run away with the ball into the England half of the field. Georgia Trigg just slows things down by putting her body in the way.
Owsley fronting up to this ball in the middle of the pitch from Yo-Yo Day. So run a moment ago, clattered into Nikki White. Paused to see if her teammate was okay, but in actual fact, she probably have retreated as fast as she possibly could. That concern opened up some space for China down the left.
So 4.5 minutes left in the first half. We've been kept waiting here by the girls for the opening goal. Ashley Ball still with that ice on that damaged, we think, thumb.
Well, Walton's up on the right-hand side. If Richardson Walsh can find her, and that's the second time she's tried that little glanced ball up. There's not really enough pace on it. The distance from Richardson Walsh to Walton is just a little bit too far to be able to glance it with any real purpose, meaning that Owsley's getting outrun on the pickup.
Walton plays it back for Kate Richardson Walsh. Crossfield it goes. England trying a different tack this time. Hannah McLeod going all the way. Hannah McLeod and inviting the stick challenge, and in it comes, and England have a corner. Hannah McLeod, who only knows one way to play, and it's a wholehearted effort she's putting in, and England have got a chance here from another penalty corner.
Great individual skills from McLeod, moving the ball left to right, creating real pressure, and there's a very, very loose challenge that clatters the back of her stick. And now we'll see if England change their tactic. A couple of conversations on social media suggesting that they might want to go to moves rather than direct flicks. I think it slaps wide of the post, exposing the goalkeeper if she's not prepared to dive.
Unsworth looks to be the stopper. And Walsh to take on the shots. A little too central. Webb digs it out for England. China hanging on. 2.5 minutes before half-time. Danson! Just a snapshot, no real power on the shot. The goalkeeper having to come and kick it clear in the old-fashioned way. China relieving pressure by hammering that ball the length of the field, pushing England right back to the top of their circle.
Yeah, Richardson Walsh again straight down the middle. It's gone through two defenders. I'm not unsure if they'd referred it. They might have got that for danger off the goalkeeper, but it's gone past so quickly.
Keeper did well to get it wide as well, didn't she? It's so close to it, it's actually quite a difficult save.
Yeah, it was. It's something that, yeah, it tucks the goalkeeper up. She's done very well to get her left hand across with enough pace to deflect the ball away from the goalmouth. The danger for a keeper is that that just drops back to the penalty spot. It's battered in for a rebound, but England now with two straight strikes, one off the line, but it does suggest there's not quite enough pace in the flicks direct from the top to trouble the defenders as a whole. So are they going to look for something different as they move forward? Kate has got such a great disguised slap. I do feel you could go outside either post for tip-ins.
I'll look out for the disguise slap that time I'm interviewing her then, Simon. Thank you for that. I'll stand my distance. We're into the last minute here. in the Kyocera. First half of this all-important game, as Simon was saying at the top of the programme, important not just to England but to China as well. China with a one-point advantage in the pool over England. England looking to turn that around today, and they've bossed things to an extent in the first half. They've come close, but so far, no cigar. And one thing for sure, England won't be able to run the legs off this Chinese team.
No, they need to be selective in their running. They need to accelerate when they've got space, hold the game, and then change the pace.
So half-time here in the Kyocera, and nothing too much for Jason Lee and England girls to smile about. They've not been able to break down this stubborn Chinese team, and at half-time, it's England 0, China 0. Well, the Chinese goalkeeper there, Dong Xiao Li, must have been relieved that that one that clipped both posts didn't somehow cross the line. Almost seems to defy logic that it stayed out and rebounded back into play. So everything to play for in the second half. It would be nice to think we might see a little bit more of China as an attacking force. They frustrated England in the first half without doing too much at the other end themselves. So there you have it at half-time. England 0, China 0. So those short highlights of the first half and that photo montage just indicating we still have yet to find a goal. Both sides have given their all, but without that little bit of quality in the opponent's circle that can force the issue. England have come the closest, having rattled both posts. And there is the story of the first 35 minutes. 7 shots for England against 3 from China. England, those 7 shots, 9 circle penetrations. And possession in the opponent's half also favouring England there in percentage terms. But the one stat we want to see moving is the scoreboard, a game that dearly needs a goal here. Let's see how close England have come. That was the first penalty corner from Kate Walsh, taken off the line by the captain, Kwesi Akui. Goalkeeper led a charmed life at times. That deflection off the captain again was kept out at the very last possible second. Osley's been on fire. And here she somehow managed to hit both posts in the same move. England so close. Jason Lee must have thought that was going to be the one that broke the deadlock. A late corner for England here as well. Was a little too straight and not really testing Lee in that Chinese net. So 0-0 at the break, and no doubt plenty of talking being done in both camps. For the neutral, I'm sure we would like to see China doing more attacking in the second half. They were sponge-like in the first, soaking up the England pressure that came their way. And England perhaps a little cautious, favouring defence. Don't forget our Twitter and Facebook social media. You can see the details down the bottom of your screen. We do look forward to hearing from you. Some of the England boys up there in the stand watching the girls in action. And the flag of Argentina there. They're one of the tournament favourites. Bobby Crutchley there sitting alongside David Ralph, England's coaching staff. Nick Catlin alongside them there. Somebody obviously should have been at the office and hiding himself behind the newspaper there in case he's spotted. Real party atmosphere here in The Hague. The Dutch, as ever, putting on a really good show. We've got Stocky, the tournament mascot, down there, leading the cheers at half-time as the teams start to emerge now. Well, not everybody is excited by their hockey, but the baby can be excused. I think it counts as an appearance, even if you're underneath the snuggle blanket. England flag there, not a snuggle blanket. How many selfies have been taken, I wonder? And down at pitch side, Mike has lined up Jason Lee, who I'm sure will have plenty to say about the situation England find themselves in here. Mike, what's Jason got to say?
Jason, 0-0 at half-time, 1 taken off the line, and came close another couple of times. Your assessment of that first half?
It was very cagey, wasn't it, and slower than I would have preferred, so hopefully we'll up the tempo the second half. We kind of played into China's hands by getting it nice and slow. Hopefully we've changed the tactics a little bit, might give us a little bit more in the game, but there's going to be some nervous moments, I'm sure, so we just have to be ready for that.
Have you played it with the girls? A must-win game, have to score, have to take 3 points from this game?
If we've got aspirations for this tournament, we have to win this game.
OK, good luck in the second half.
Honest assessment there, I think, from Jason Lee. He used the word cagey, we've been using the word cautious. Amounts are pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, Nick, it's been hesitant, hasn't it? And England, whilst they started with intensity, there's been a little bit of a lack of focus of where they're trying to get the ball. China, on the other hand, have committed nothing going forwards, created very, very little.
Yes, if England have been cautious, China have certainly been over-cautious. And those of us who have enjoyed watching the Chinese teams over the years, we're hoping that they can refine that spark, that pace of their attack. Although Jason Lee may not wish them to discover that in the next 35 minutes. He talked also about pace, Simon, and you were saying that it was a little bit sluggish at times. They need to inject more pace into the game.
Yeah, and that pace comes from speed of thought. It just appears a little bit prescriptive in terms of what both sides are doing. China getting it and throwing the ball away and allowing England to come at them from distance. England building it up over distance. I just think they could get the ball into midfield quicker, England, and then get their midfield to turn and run through with some pace. That would engage the Chinese defence and allow that second forward pass towards the edge of the circle. At the moment, there's very little through midfield.
Now, Wang plays the ball forward, and Nicky White quickly on it. Good to see Ashley Ball back in the action after that nasty knock on the thumb in the first half.
I'm sorry.
No doubt it'll still be throbbing, even through the frozen nature of the injury after all that ice. Good work there by Shipley, who's looked steady at the back.
That's confident little interchange down that left-hand touchline. England need to do that to work the ball. They don't need to throw the ball away, because China are kind of then throwing it straight back to them. They need to go lateral, exploit the spaces, and then it's this third of the pitch. Get it to the midfield and allow Ashley Ball and allow Danson, if she's come back for it, allow Owsley, Unsworth to pick it up and drive through those spaces.
Well, Jason Lee's delivered his last words to the girls as far as this game is concerned, so it's now down to the leaders that he has on the pitch. And there's a lot of experience in this England team, be it at club, England, or indeed Great Britain international level. That needs to come out now. Unsworth, one of those players. Watton just holding on to things. Some feisty challenges going in down there. No quarter are still given.
And we can hear the stick checks rattling through our microphones as both teams battle down, but that just shows the congestion that there is when play gets stagnated. It allows China to put many players around the ball, and it's very difficult to come out of that with any good contact. You need elimination and width to play to space, and there is some if Ashley Ball can slip it under her arm.
Well, good thinking there by White, using the self-pass to very good effect. I was asked to write a column for one of the tournament newspapers the other day about the similarities between this event and the '98 World Cup in Utrecht. The major change perhaps to the game has been the introduction of the self-pass, and what an addition it's proved to be. China on the attack here, looking to get something out of this English defence, who've not been under too much pressure during the first half, but can expect to see more of their Chinese opponents perhaps in the second.
Yeah, Z was given a lot of space down that left-hand side, able to drive into the circle. England just need to make sure they don't relax their defensive shape. They need to get their lines off each shoulder of the attack.
England again reacting very quickly to the free hit, and another cynical take outside the circle there has resulted in a penalty corner for England, but really good thinking there by Sophie Braid, who took it on. She was brave going in and then wiped out.
Yeah, I think it was Zhu in the first instance with a hand in the back here and that tackle, and then yet another one coming across from Sun, and just completely checked in the end by Wang. But any one of those two or three, easily a corner. Let's see if England do anything different.
Jason Lee just punching the air there, rather understated way, but he knows this is a real chance. He just his team needs a break now, and this could be the moment. Fair shot in the goalkeeper's pads. A battle for the ball. That was Shipley who hit that one, and she struck it with real venom, but some defending to be done by England. China here on the break, and they've got numbers in the circle. England could be suckered here, ball to far post, and somehow it stays out. Zia Yun Zi Hinch throwing herself at her, probably did enough to put her off, but England very nearly undone there.
Well, Hinch, you'd like to think, would have got somewhere close to it. It all came from this corner. England have gone for something different. Great crack in. Oh, so close. Now, I think that's an instant rear wall because that's trapped under the goalie's pads, but England then nearly got undone on that quick counter-attack from China.
Well, that was as close to going underneath the goalkeeper as you ever be. It was just wedged in there, wasn't it? Not great technique. Now, chance here, plays wide. And it was Owsley again who's looked the most likely England forward to break the deadlock. Simon was out of his seat there.
She's seen this, she knows exactly what she's going to do, and it's the right option, but she's just sliced across it, body weight falling away. Here we see the earlier corner. It's drilled in from the top of the circle, and it so nearly goes under the goalie's leg guards as they bounce. The toe of the kicker forcing the leg up.
Well, end-to-end stuff it is. I'm not sure it's doing much for Jason Lee's heart rate down there, though. His team very nearly scoring and also very nearly conceding, all within the space of, what, 60 seconds, I guess. Danson eager to get on. Nothing unusual in that. Ashley ball comes off. Chinese girl picked the ball up there. She was pushed in the back as well. Did really well to hang on to it. Good umpiring. No need to get involved there, though. China in possession. Off the foot of Shipley. China taking the free hit quickly. Turn shot, goal for China! My goodness, that was a crackerjack of a shot. It flew past Paddy Hinch. Well, that wasn't part of the game plan. And Bowdon used girls against run of play. Have the lead here. Let's watch it again, Simon.
There's a great pick and said, look at the spinner back foot squeeze. That's an exceptional piece of skill from Peng. Absolutely clear on what she's trying to do. All the momentum squeezing the ball into the turf, right in the top corner. Very little Hinch can do. Left hand doesn't get across the body. Can't. She'd have seen it so late.
And Kwek could not have been tighter there, could she? He was right in the back of her opponent. But Peng somehow found the shot. Now England need to respond.
Well, to be fair to the England defence, that's one moment of individual brilliance that you can do very little to counter the shot. What you have to do is counter the pass into the circle in the first instance. There's nothing that can be done. As it comes through a defender, goalkeeper can't see it at all.
So often one goal leads to one at the other end. England will be hoping that history repeats itself. Danson looking lively, scribing an arc around the top of that dotted 5-metre circle. Ball drilled in, but a little bit too much adrenaline in that one, getting underneath the ball. The Belgian umpire signals a free hit to China. We just need to regroup now, just count to 10, calm down. They're in the lead now.
It's a better use of space from England as they went laterally. They played all the way across. Danson carrying the ball out to the right-hand side, out to the right wing support, and then back round. In the end, unfortunately, Hollyweb just tried to crash it in. Lacked a little bit of composure and lifted it, so poor basic skill execution, but it was the right kind of shape from England if they're going to try and get better quality possession into the Chinese circle.
Well, that goal certainly does change things, Simon, and England are going to have to change their approach now. They're chasing the game. One goal adrift against the run of play, but that's sport. Kwek, Richardson, Walsh, big job now for Kate to lift her team.
It's interesting, looking down the pitch, Walsh has led forward into that midfield space, and that's what I think England needs to do and possibly should have done earlier, go to a back three and put more people into midfield, a bit more of an attacking emphasis.
Day up against Kwek. Danson.
Okay. Watch it. More 5.
Sun, which has been absent for much of the day, just trying to break through the leaden skies here. No threat of rain today, but it's not the bright blue sunny skies we've been used to seeing. A little bit of respite perhaps for the girls down there on the pitch, where I'm sure it's hot enough at the moment.
Well, bizarrely, China have gone to a higher press now that they're 1 goal up.
Townsend looking for support, finds it through Kate Richardson-Walsh.
Well, that support is behind, and England needs support off the shoulders of the ball carrier.
This is Walton going solo. Oh, unlucky there. It's come off the stick of Ting Huang and then onto a foot, and England have a very soft corner here. But credit to Sally Walton, taking the game to her opponent's left foot coming through, and Walton celebrates the award.
One of those frustrating moments for the fullback, done everything right, the extension on the tackle to keep the ball away from the feet, but because she's had to sprint to get into position, the momentum carrying her forwards. That big left boot giving away the corner.
Now England need to bring out their best routine here. This big moment. Jason Lee and his team need a goal here.
No, play.
Not a great trap, but still there. Played back in. He's finishing the net, but the whistle's already gone, and some time ago.
Well, as bizarre as that sounds, Richardson-Walsh, given a little bit of time, actually was able to disguise the slap. It was a horrible bobbly injection, but now Richardson-Walsh able to look up, sees the pass, doesn't play it with any real power.
Okay.
Surprised the defender didn't take the extra half step and get outside the circle there. Out it comes again. Richardson-Walsh, laid back, shot comes in, goalkeeper's down, oh, the whistle's gone. It's come off an England foot, says the umpire. So England get the ball in the net twice in a matter of 30 seconds, and they're both ruled out.
Yeah, the toes of Lee from Walsh, slides it out to the right. Ball comes out to the top, Walsh picks it up, slides it out to the right, straight back to Sally Walton, hits the goalkeeper's toes, and it comes off into Owsley's foot, or possibly even hits Owsley's foot on the straight.
England close, but not close enough. Lee's goal having a charmed life at the moment. Still a long way to go in this game, over 22 minutes, but England chasing it now in a game that Simon and I both feel they need to win today to have any realistic chance in this tournament. And I think Jason Lee was honest enough to admit as much himself as well.
50-50 on the stick obstructions there. Sam Craig protecting her space as she was put under pressure from Zhang, having to just shadow that ball out over the baseline. Umpire Pereira in the end giving her the advantage in the free hit.
Well, Sam Craig doing exactly what the I think it was the captain before the game was saying, nothing goes through your body space.
Well, Sam Craig now out on the right of the picture, needs to support Kate Walsh. She's got nothing outside her on the right-hand side. Fullback staying very deep.
Yes, it's the classical right half overlap there, but Craig perhaps guilty of ball watching a little bit, and certainly not running into that space. Now Danson. Off the foot of Wang. Danson goes again, sucks Wang in. Lovely individual skills there from Alex Danson.
Well, Wang a little fortunate to get away with it. It did touch her toes as she backed away. She didn't back away with any real purpose.
Danson was driving straight at her, of course, as you would.
And now Richardson-Walsh is starting to boss play. She stepped forward not only into midfield, but taking balls high.
This is ball. Goalkeeper's off the line. The whistle's gone again. I thought slightly early, Simon, there. I thought the ball was going to finish in the back of the net.
Well, that's a couple of opportunities over the last 2 or 3 minutes that coach Jason Lee might feel the whistle was a little quick. Across from Ashley Ball. Oh, maybe it came off an England body, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But as it pops back, it feels like an age in the slow-mo, but there is a shot onto goal from Unsworth. Sorry, Watton.
It was interesting passage of play there with England. I think it was Danson down on her knees. England knocking on the door. If they knock any louder, the hinges are going to come off here. Oh, that's a painful one. Very painful one. Chinese goal claiming it was too high. Zhao Sun, who's the brave front runner.
I think they might claim it's too high, but it's a long way away from Walsh if she flicks it.
Yeah. It is on the knee, but she was too far away.
I think the rule's above the knee as well anyway, isn't it? So distance was less relevant. It was square on the front of the kneecap.
It's hard to defend the situation when there's a big red mark on the knee itself. Surely you're going to put one of these away soon. Richardson Walsh again, goalkeeper, better save this time. Here go China again, and England have got to be careful. Acres of space on the far side. How about that for a ball? And what about that for a trap as well? Shang there should have done better. Well, that was it. England on the corners are investing so many people up. They're completely open at the back.
And if they're going to do that, they just have to react to the turnover faster from the head of the circle if they're not successful.
Down away to our left, the Japanese team going down to prepare for their game later on today, having watched plenty of the action here.
Hinch needs to keep this in because it's come off an England stick. Looking for Shipley. Now she needs to drive forward. She's got good passing lanes and a bit more from Queck down the right, Unsworth down the right-hand side.
From you, dangerous.
If we look, England has still got this flat back three with no Chinese players high. They can afford to put one of those players up into an advanced position to create a more meaningful front press. They're still pressing with two players. Very difficult to put any sort of pressure on a three-man backline if you've only got two attackers.
Gilbert towering through down the inside left channel and takes a bit of a buffering along the way as well.
Outside.
Richardson Walsh showing real urgency now about the situation. She'll be well aware of the clock not on England's side at the moment. England looking for some inspiration here. Well, China are delighted to take a point out of the European champions. They'll be even more delighted if they can add a further 3 points here by taking the English scalps, and they're about 17 minutes away from doing just that. As ball goes forward for England.
That's more purposeful running through those midfield channels, the same as Richardson Walsh was doing a moment ago.
China dropping deeper and deeper. I don't think they are the best defensive unit in the world. It's a very high-risk strategy that they're employing here, inviting England onto them, but England at the moment compounding their problems by too many unforced errors. Must be feeling the pressure down there. A lot of the pressure comes from that disappointing first result against the United States. Don't think England really saw that one coming. Now Shipley with a missed trap.
Well, those missed traps come just as you get onto the back foot a little bit. If you keep being aggressive and assertive, you can dominate the simple takes. You have confidence in your own ability.
Unsworth trying to get the feet out of the way of the ball, given just outside.
I think they'll go to TV. I think that was inside at first view. Wouldn't surprise me if they go to TV.
Did you see? Sorry? For you was inside?
Yeah, for me it was inside as well, Lorraine, I have to say.
Inside?
Well, that's interesting one. The umpire's conferring there, and Soledad Paraguirre is at the near end, but looking across to a colleague who must have been some 60 metres away. But I think it's the right decision. It's just a slightly unorthodox way of coming about it. Have a look. Yeah. Laura Unsworth, 1 foot either side of the line. So China with a chance here to make life really tough for England. The second goal would give England a mountain to climb here in Holland. Country not noted for its mountains, of course. Hannah McLeod is coming across towards Karen Brown down on the touchline.
Well, they're looking for the box of protective equipment. The ball boys and girls have been carrying it round to just set up the protective equipment, and it appears that some of it is missing.
Well, it's an unusual one, that. Well, some action down there on the technical bench. Hannah McLeod, who's got a face mask in her hand, which suggests that some of the kit has made it round there, but not all of it.
It suggests to me it was something about knee pads.
Okay. Well, as long as it's not been left at Bisham Abbey, Simon, we'll be all right. Otherwise, we could be here talking about this for some time.
Well, away to our left, we've got one of the volunteers, fantastic group of volunteers. Back round the other goal, looking for the protective equipment.
Well, she's looking. She's not necessarily seeing too much. Yes, that's the sensible thing. Take the whole lot.
Yeah, but is that the Chinese's equipment?
Well, it's one of the more, if it is the Chinese box, it's one of the more public bits of skullduggery I've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. The Chinese will need their own protective equipment, and the goalkeeper's now, the Chinese goalkeeper is now shouting as Danson tries to root through the box of equipment to find what they're looking for.
He couldn't make it up, could he? It's like a game from It's a Knockout. Well, that's what they wanted, look. Protective knee equipment. Well, for those who've never had a hockey ball on your knee, it's, let me tell you, it's very painful. Well, that didn't take long, did it?
Interestingly enough, the Chinese coach and manager down on the bench are objecting to that protective equipment. Now, as far as I'm aware, there's no regulations that prevents the use of knee pads in open play.
Come on, please. Wait, I will say play for her. Wait. Ready? Play.
Shot comes in. Oh, it's a straight hit. Well, you can wear all the knee pads in the world. You're not going to keep that one out. Old-fashioned strike into the corner. Off come those much vaunted knee pads. And England are 2 behind here, Simon, and in trouble.
In a lot of trouble. Maddie Hinch has gone down. There's a gap down her feet. Has it hit her toes to bobble, or is it just missed by Unsworth? It was a half-hit, bobbly strike. It's not been cracked cleanly at all. Yeah, it's a bobbly ball. It goes past the feet of Hinch. She's stationary. There's nothing she can do. Unsworth doesn't get behind the line of it. In that situation, you need an upright stick and to shift your feet in. She's gone with an angled stick and it's bobbled over her ankle. You need to get right behind the line of a shot like that.
Well, Maddie Hinch, who, in my estimation, is one of the best female goalkeepers in the world, beaten by that one, but she would have expected more protection, perhaps, from the post. The lady there. So Liang is credited with the goal. Mayu Liang. And Jason Lee just referring back for future reference, but he knows his girls now are in a spot of bother, to put it mildly. 2-0 they trail in a must-win game, surely, for England. And the stadium clock shows a little more than 14 minutes remaining. It's now or never for England. Maddie Hinch will be disappointed that she couldn't extend any further to keep that one out, but as Simon said, it wasn't the cleanest of strikes, but it couldn't be better placed. And I wonder whether that protracted delay in taking the penalty corner somehow impacted on England's concentration at the back, Simon. It was high fast for a moment.
It was high fast, but if you look at a static defensive unit, Maddie Hinch was in the right place. And unfortunately, she's only the height she is. And that's a smart bit of defending from Richardson Walsh. Great personal discipline to back away from 5 yards, listening to the umpire's call, and as soon as the word play came in, dinking a stick down and just getting the contact on the ball that led to the Chinese foot.
A massive 30 minutes now for England. They're going to have to dig very deep indeed.
And whilst there have been one or two chances that they could rue that have gone begging, there isn't consistent pressure and in the Chinese circle that's called her into action on a number of occasions. So they're going to have to start to play down different channels with a little bit more aggression and intensity, possibly change the formation through midfield.
Danson just doing enough to keep that ball in play. We're not being able to use Danson too much. The first 10 minutes, it was all Danson. Since then, she's seen too little of the ball. That was asking a lot of Unsworth, but there's cover behind her. And it was Danson. No, it wasn't, I beg your pardon.
Owsley just needs... Oh, it's interesting, Owsley's got it because she's been penalised.
Lovely work by Owsley. Danson tries to play something on target. Just a corner.
And Delfour is saying that it was stick obstruction on Owsley, which is why England got the ball on that passage of attacking play.
China's Wang just looking a little leg weary, being encouraged to get on with it there by umpire Laforge. Walton brings it down.
She may well be leg weary. She did look it, but she's certainly not going to rush anything with a 2-goal lead. Going to waste every little block of 5, 10, 15 seconds that they possibly can, China, just to close this game out. Any international team would do exactly the same in a position of dominance.
England have had 61% possession in their opponent's half of the field, yet trailed by 2 goals to 0. It's all about being commercial with the percentage of possession you do get. Walton smashed across. The goalkeeper's got something on it, but it's come back and it's struck Ellie Watton there on the back of the leg. So China can clear. The goalkeeper's got an equipment issue, I think.
Well, unless there's some sort of muscle thing there isn't any sort of contact. I mean, this is breaking down play at its absolute best.
She's spoken like a true goalkeeper there, Sam.
Excuse me, can I do up my shoelaces?
Thought would never have crossed your mind, of course, would it?
Oh, it did on many occasions. I was instructed to do so on many occasions. I don't say people don't do it, but you can understand why the umpires will slowly pick up on it.
Yes, I'm sure China will have used the opportunity just to get some deep breathing exercises in. Now you know they're going to face a torrent of England attacks. Surely England are going to throw everything forward here. 1 goal would give them at least a foothold in the game.
Well, England now, yeah, they've got to throw their back 3 forwards, maybe leaving Queck or one of the others at the back as they are now, just to do some marking. Throw people into the circle.
Well, Unsworth trying this shot on target there. Townsend flashing the ball across. Unsworth first time into the body there, a defender, and that's more like the tactics England are going to require. Missed by 3 Chinese girls. Unsworth didn't miss it. Unfortunately, the ball striking Sun.
Did you see anything else, so you agree? Okay, it's fine. I just asked Carol.
Umpires
They're going to TV.
China again.
Danger.
They're going for something here. What?
Did you read a question? They're looking for danger.
The only question is, surely, was this shot on goal or off goal? If it was off goal, then they've got a point.
Yeah, I agree, Nick.
So Carol Metchett, the video umpire from Ireland, will be looking at this. That angle's not particularly helpful in terms of is it going on goal or not.
Well, and whilst the initial contact seems reasonably high, I felt that there isn't a huge amount of ball space. That's easily lobbing up at the goalkeeper. That angle suggests it's at the target, and England's reaction.
So they can give a free out, and China keep the referral.
Well, it's gone against England again, and
Danger!
it's blown for danger. That's well, with Carol Metchett agreeing with the Chinese girls, you've got to put that as a good call there by the Chinese girls. Very quickly delivered decision there, for which we're eternally grateful. Unsworth, easy pick off there. England throwing caution to the wind here. Bodies coming forward in search of again a gel-free card here.
I don't understand where the advantage is in that situation. England being stick tackled 2 or 3 times on the head of the circle. Player on the knees, not sure how you can consider that to be an advantage.
China falling back in numbers here.
Play!
It should be like the Alamo in the last 9 minutes or so.
Now, China need to be disciplined. It's all about their footwork in the tackles now that will generate good defensive shape. If they start to get tired or they start to not react quick enough to England's attackers, the sticks will come in late, there'll be contact, and in that 25 is going to be corners, although England's conversion rate's been relatively poor from corners.
It has indeed, dancing down by the corner flag here. The stadium clock has developed a mind of its own. It's trying to help England by showing a different period of play remaining.
Well, England are going to measure every single 5-yard line free hit, put as much pressure as they possibly can onto every free hit, just to try and make China force the ball forwards through congested channels where they can pick it and counter-attack. It still suggests they do better if they just throw Danson up onto the edge of the circle and leave her there for the last
Nothing. She didn't touch it.
few moments.
Well, it's got to be worth a try. You really can't discount anything, including taking off the goalkeeper possibly here. They tried that, England, in the opening game against United States when they were looking for 1 goal late on. It's always something of a last chance saloon. We've got our clock back now, and we can see we're into the last 7.5 minutes. So it really is a huge ask now on England, who must be tired, and they must be hurting as well. China work the ball out. Curran Brown, England's manager, coming towards the touchline.
And looks down below us that Susie Gilbert's holding a bib on that touchline on the halfway line, looking like they're going to sub Maddie Hinch off and go to that kicking back that we talked about, which was 6.5 minutes to go. I think it's a reasonable idea.
China looking for a 3rd goal, which would certainly settle it, and they've got a free hit here. Inside the 23 for the stick check. Yes, I think that's a good spot, Simon, down there. It's always an air of desperation about it, but I have seen it work. I've also seen it work the other way. Tactic that was forged originally in the indoor game. And England are going to pull Maddie Hinch out of the firing line. And a blue bib is being handed over here.
There's Holly Webb, the unfortunate recipient of the bib that dictates she's going to have to try and get everything in the way of any Chinese attacking opportunity, as
Tell me when you're
Maddie
ready.
Hinch will not be happy with the outcome at this moment in time.
No, indeed she won't.
It's okay.
There's Holly Webb with the bib on that shows she's the outfield player, but with the privileges of a goalkeeper, but without the protection of a goalkeeper. Hence Simon's comment about the unlucky recipient, the shortest of short straws.
But if you're going to do that, why have you not got a forward up on the edge of the opposition circle? Why have you not just thrown your forwards? They're coming back and still defending with 10 and 11 players, England. If you're going to really try and create something, you need target players up the pitch so your defenders can drive at them and create the forward passes.
And you need not to give the ball away cheaply, as England did just then. Now, quick. We're into the last 5 minutes now. Oh, China carving way through here, surely a third. That's the ball game. Well, we said it was a high-risk strategy, and sometimes it works, and very often it doesn't, and today it hasn't. And Matty Hinch knows that it's all up now for England. China have got a third goal, and compounding England's woes here.
Well, England's ball retention went to pot the minute that they took the goalkeeper off. They've played so well, focusing through that back three out to half-back. They're changing their goalkeeper back. Matty Hinch going back into play. There's no point a player getting injured at this point. Jason Lee effectively saying, that is the ball game, and I'm going to make sure I protect my players. I'm not going to get a defender on the line and getting injured just for the sake of it.
Yeah, well, that's sensible.
Whenever you're ready. Wait.
Matty Hinch's respite was a short one.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Well, there's going to be some disappointment, to put it mildly, in the England camp. You can see there etched on every face just how disappointed they are. This was not the World Cup they came to Holland expecting and hoping for. Played two, lost two. Played two, lost two, and not the outcome that England coach and team would have been expecting here.
English ball, yeah.
This two-day rest can't come soon enough now for England. They're going to need to regroup and refine their game somehow. They've lost a lot of their mojo.
Yeah, it's interesting how when you do lose that mojo, it just takes a spring out of your step. It puts you onto the flats of your feet rather than the balls of your feet, and the reaction to turnover that we talked about on penalty corners. There's no bounce back into the defence from the attack. Transition play is just a little bit slower than you need.
England hoping against hope there's something by way of a consolation in these closing stages. Scoreline now well beyond them, but a goal would give them real heart. But some defending to be done again here as China break. There's no support for the ball carrier. Now it's arriving.
England have had to commit all their players back to the team defence, whereas China have left 5 pretty much on their own 25. No danger of counter-attacks against that, and while Hannah McLeod valiantly tries to run around the ball, and we hear Jason Lee calling for his players to keep going, they're chasing shadows.
Yes, shadows on a cloudy day. Well, at half-time, with England dominating things in terms of possession and territory, albeit with a blank scoreline, you would have got some odds on China winning the game by 3-0. We're into the last 90 seconds now. Not the 150th appearance that Alex Danson would have hoped for. Started so brightly for her and for England. They did everything but score. You know, the girls were keen to put the record straight after an under-par performance against the United States, but this has merely emphasised the fact that England are still work in progress.
Yeah, England didn't convert that early pressure into meaningful chances. A couple of chances that did go begging, and then as this half's worn on, everything shifted. All the momentum, all the fire has gone out of England as China have stepped forward with those goals against the run of play.
ball. Poor offering there from her. China, with a glance at the clock, know they're almost over the line here. With something to spare, it has to be said. This result for them keeps their tournament hope very much alive and makes that draw against Germany all the more valuable. And, well, they deserve the applause. Jason Lee cuts a frustrated figure as he walks away. His girls have been unpicked here by China and have lost the game by a margin of 3-0. Well, you can see what that result means to England there. Hannah McLeod down there on her haunches. She's been around the block a few times in England and Great Britain colours, and she's had better days than today. Lily Osley looked so promising in the first half. We didn't see too much of her in the second. Ball picked up that hand injury, but the hurt now will be much more than a sore thumb. So congratulations to China, good value in the end for a very convincing scoreline. They've beaten England here in this Rabobank Hockey World Cup Pool B game by 3-0. Well, that was not a result that Kate Richardson-Walsh would have expected, and it'll be interesting if we get a chance to speak to Kate, who was so candid after the first game against the United States, where she was suggesting that the girls had needed to look long and hard at themselves and improve their performance for the second game in this World Cup. Let's look back then on those second half highlights. China attacking England goal in a way they didn't in the first. There was the opening goal. Peng somehow finding the space and squeezing the ball high into the net beyond Maddie Hinch. Then a second goal, Liang's penalty corner, bisecting postman and goalkeeper to give China a little bit of a comfort, a 2-goal lead. And then England, without the kicking back, were vulnerable, with the kicking back rather, were vulnerable, and Peng from a narrowing angle fired it in to effectively the empty net. So for all England's 18 circle penetrations and 61% possession in their opponent's half and those 7 penalty corners, they've drawn blank today. And China 3 goals, 7 shots. That's commercial for you. Well, we picked out Lee, the Chinese goalkeeper, as one of the players that we thought would be instrumental at the start of this game. In truth, she wasn't tested enough today, really. A few corners from England that never really impressed. Disappointing result, Simon, no question of that.
Yeah, very disappointing from England, and it'll be interesting to see how Jason Lee reacts with his group moving forward now through the course of this tournament. I thought that Lee would get unpicked in that second half. Her balance looked poor in the first half, back on her heels, really not looking like a dominant force, but then China came back and have taken England pretty much to the cleaners in the second half.
Well, there was one Lee unpicked in the second half, but I'm afraid it was Jason Lee, England's coach, and you can see the disappointment written on every face down there. Never suggest for a minute it doesn't matter to these girls. Kate Walsh had her head in her hands down there, and the girls know that that's a terrible result in terms of their World Cup here in The Hague, and those 2 days of rest are going to need to be carefully thought through here. Perhaps a little bit of distance from a hockey stick and ball may be no bad thing. Well, we talk about the emotion in sport, and very much a contrast between the winners and the losers also, and some hard talking being done there. That could go on for some time here. Kate Richardson-Walsh, the left of our picture there, just about holding it together, but a little rueful shake of the head. These are always hard moments for a team to bear, Simon.
It is hard moments, and we see the emotion there in our pictures. These are athletes who have trained for weeks, months and years just to get to this point, and to see a position now where effectively your semi-final has been taken away from you, bar some freakish results. but we see the Chinese elation at the same time, who know they've put themselves right back in the middle of this pool with a chance of making it through to those end games.
Well, sport's about winners and losers, and the Chinese girls today are the big winners, and they are really back in contention for a semi-final slot from this highly competitive Pool B. And let's see what that result means. China and Germany head the group now with 4 points. Then it's Argentina and the United States who meet later on today. England and South Africa down at the bottom, still to open up their Rabobank account. Well, that's it from me here in the Kyocera Stadium. Congratulations to China. They have eclipsed England convincingly here by 3 goals to 0. And we'll leave you with these pictures of a very angry looking England captain.